Hello everybody, this is Kata. This is TSdL, Season 7, Round of 64. We have Tenaciousrope versus WingedKuriboh. WingedKuriboh, interestingly, the winner of King of the Summit a few seasons ago, opted to not play last season, take a little bit of a break. But definitely an accoladed player. Winged back to bullying. Winged is running more of an AoE box here, with units like Lana and RO64, although worth mentioning that RO64 is really good setup for single target too. Whether it be potential displacement plays on the tank, or pulling units more forward, so your single target units can reach them and snipe them. RO64 is also pretty nice against Christie, because she doesn't have displacement immunity, which does matter for one of RO64's skills, can be pretty awkward. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something as I'm doing this, damn it. Pretty low support for SP Lana. Yeah, I mean, there's Lewin for AoE, there's RO64, there's Burn, there's Lucretia, there's Ham. Already a lot of those have gone down. There's no, like, super powered SP Lana AoE combo, but SP Lana's still really good. It depends. How good she is does depend on how much she can clock. As for rope spots, pretty much all the meta staple assassins these days. We have Kuro, we have Werner, we have Epsilon, Sherry. Just did Zodia her, so clock doesn't matter. You know, just get a really nice AoE combo going on. Yeah, can definitely do that. But she can still be played as just an annoying disruptor. I mean, she does some really good damage. The AoE answer is nice. If she gets good clocks, and honestly, you can even run her clock for more insulation on having more and more skills up. One unit that is a bit somewhat off in Rope's box, or at least that we haven't seen too much recently, is D-Lit. But I think D-Lit's good, still. I mean, she's got Gospel and Sea of Miracles, and just makes her, and she has a lot of off healing. It just makes her a really flexible unit. Gave up a bit too low to do clock, but you've seen it. Yeah, it's just more insulation, right? Because Lana mostly just wants to keep spamming AoE every single turn, and that's often more important. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say often more important, because you can build Lana either way, really. You can build her to try to be just this continuous AoE damage, or you can build her for scoring kills. I have not talked about the pick ban anywhere near well enough. Damn. Yeah, there's a. Let's just compare the boxes. I got really fucked up here because just as I started streaming, I had a friend message me about coming by. So we have Lucretia. She's going to be difficult for Epsilon to remove. Would have to hit the puppet. Usually just killing a Luke Life isn't very worthwhile. There's Epsilon versus Epsilon, which is another strange matchup. It'll be difficult for Epsilon to hit into Lucretia because it would disable his shield, and Epsilon, in order to not kill the other Epsilon, the Epsilons need shields to tank each other. So, kind of might be a bit of a staring contest here, and Wing does have a bit better of a can opener on Epsilon's hide on Tenaciousrope's side. Tenaciousrope does have Iris for some burst healing, but D-Lit probably won't be able to get Epsilon back to 100% after an AoE, because like Autocrado can open up. Fixed damage procs don't proc barrier. They do not. Yeah, AoE does, but fixed damage does not. Like, if you have Ragnarok, he'll still have the shield in battle. It does not make the shield go down. But yeah, if Autocrado opens up with the AoE, then maybe D-Lit can full heal the Epsilon, but it could be pretty iffy. And in that case, that opens up WingedKuriboh to kill the Epsilon with his own Epsilon. Because if Iris responds, then there's definitely no way that Epsilon's getting healed enough by D-Lit's Sea of Miracles afterwards. C into a 2C hit with Gift of Eternal Life. As long as someone else isn't more hurt, yeah. But then the issue with that is you're going to be attacking into a Christie. And D-Lit brought Sand Seas here. And this Christie actually brought Templar Knights, which is probably Christie's strongest counter to D-Lit. And this pretty much means D-Lit's going to go down probably below 50% HP, and the Gift of Eternal Life proc is likely going to go onto herself in this scenario. So flustered. See a Cav Hilda. Generally when you see that, it pretty much indicates that people assume Oldius never gonna come back. I mean, Oldius has been somewhat popular. I wouldn't say somewhat popular. Definitely around in some boxes, but with having a Cavalry Hilda or Christiane, often what I see it done is you use it to just pretty much yeet your tank all the way forward and take center as fast as possible. Leans more towards a stall playstyle, interestingly. Both Pepsi's running Meteor buff, which makes sense, obviously. No shit. Sorry, I've only been up like 30 hours. This will definitely not be my best guess. Look at that in on this Lana. I haven't been able to sleep, but whatever. This is a full moon Lana for sure, right? 1730 int. Very scary. Sword Dance on the Autocrado. I mean, Usurp here. Except if there's any terrain, yeah. It's not the best on every map. Usurp wouldn't have done anything against C. Hilda. She's immune to displacement, and Exile is just one range, and you have to be able to hit the tank with it to begin with, so... And plus, there's no great answer for Sword Dance once Autocrado can get in. Yeah, there's no way that Lana's not full moon. And that is her highest damage enchant, because she has very nice damage from her talent. At least her highest damage enchant on AoE basis, which is probably what you care about more. Yeah, magic is a skill mod, so it doesn't conflict with having damage increase. Hey, Ari. Use Full Moon Luke yourself? Yeah, that's another good build for Luke. Or rather, another high damage option build. But Luke has the 30% damage talent as well. Luke bringing AoE here on Tenaciousrope's side. Blazing Sun the highest? Yeah, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. No, I believe you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Lucretia's bringing AoE here to try and handle the Epsilon a bit better. With maybe Black Hole debuffs. Putting the 3C onto Liana? Or Lana? I mean, Autocrata did not have an attack buff here. Because Steve gets the stats. I like calling the golem Steve now because I can only think of Steve from Code Veronica X. So now I just have this great image of Steve running around with dual Gatling guns and screaming and such while swapping Lucretia around. If you play Code Veronica X, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Both Pepsis can't really move up here. They're both being... Well, in WingedKuriboh's case, Liana can reach here, so this is pretty much as far as Pepsi could move up to. Well, no, because Pepsi would need to hide first. Yeah. And pretty much all the places Pepsi could hide would be out of range of Liana healing. With Luke having Sanction reaching like what, starts, you can move here, starts from this origin point. So Luke having Sanction can reach up to here. I mean, if Pepsi's down here, then he is out of black range follow-up. There's also Jarden, too. It's probably best to keep Pepsi safe for now. Lana, not a great target. I mean, this Autocrata, though, without a buff. That's why I was thinking it was kind of weird to Gospel Lana there. Because Autocrata didn't have a buff, and he would have really liked it against the Pepsi. And also bringing heavy infantry, you know. No, Autocrata, I actually don't know if Dark Guard or heavy infantry are tankier. I feel like the answer is probably heavy infantry, at least against physical stuff. I mean, Dark Guard should be tankier against magic just by virtue of having a lot more HP. Doesn't want to get debuffed into FC Snipe. Yeah, but I mean, there's only ever 2 debuffs coming out from Tenaciousrope's side, right? So, I mean, well, Liana should be able to heal that just fine. But I guess it does let the Lana posture more aggressively. Yeah. Okay, so... I mean, Deela gets exposed here, but... Yeah, defense from heavy infantry is win attack. Deela gets pulled out here, but that's kind of what I was mentioning with Autocrata. Kinda, I mean, this 3C application is pretty much just to put the provoke debuff up on people, force them to only be able to move in straight lines and put fixed damage on. There's no way to really capitalize off of this D-Lit being put out of position here. And even if there was, there is actually Iris here to even teleport back. Although, it wouldn't be the greatest use of teleport, but it'd be better than a unit dying, obviously. And moving in straight lines is actually really annoying on this map if you think about it. especially for these grounded units. Like, the puppet can only move here, or like there. So if Luke wanted to move all the way up, she'd actually be out of puppet range. Straight lines when there's walls everywhere. So on a lot of maps it's annoying. As being horse forces to run into water, for example. Yeah, just... I mean... Rope probably did not want to burn 3C there. Maybe he was thinking that he could dispel the Autocrado buffs, because Autocrado doesn't put any debuffs on otherwise, and you'd probably want to use 3C here to respond to Autocrado's Sword Dance, because otherwise there's a really nasty AoE combo after you get Sword Dance with Lana. Especially with this Act Again. Oh, look at that damage. Crazy. Lana is not to be messed with. And she got the full clock. I mean, honestly, like, a lot of units take shit tons of damage from SP Lana's. But yeah. Lucretia responds. With Aqua +1 damage up, one-shotted every D-Lit. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's a black hole now, but it feels like it's just to try and get something on the board. But it does prevent Autocrado from at least sword dancing the entirety of the team. But I mean, here, yeah, just you just act again, Lana, and everybody dies. Pepsi just had to hang in the back because Pepsi doesn't need to push or posture aggressively here. He can just come in to be the cleanup crew at the end of the game. Yeah, Epsilon can run away, so... Oh wait, Epsilon probably can't run away. Because Lana clocked Heaven Sanction. Yeah, and there's no reason to not eat Lana here. The rope goes and tries to get the kill, but Defenders proc, so there's no way that's happening. Also, Pepsi was missing not as many soldiers as you'd think. Still had 6 of them up, but just heavy infantry pretty bulky. Epsilon with no stacks. And yeah. I mean, look, like, Lana still doing 9,000 AoE damage. So that game was pretty much on the back of Lana. She just kind of ran in, and so yeah. What Rope had to do there was not respond to the Autocrado AoE with Iris 3C. That had to be saved for one of Lana's AoEs at that point, and because it wasn't, Rope just kind of died. But even then, like, there's just that Act Again combo, and it feels like Lana just two-shots everything. But I guess Iris full heals, and then Lana's not going to kill. So unless she clocked, which she did, then it's tough. At least for her to wipe the team like that. And D-Lit move was early too, yeah, because D-Lit having Sea of Miracles for some intermittent healing there could have been nice as well. And the Autocrado combo there was actually really nice, because it was always going to ensure those units were going to take some ship. Which, Given how much output we saw Lana do, if those units didn't move far enough, that Autocrato chip, even without an attack buff, could have put them in range to just die to Lana anyway. Yeah. Autocrato is... he really feels like he strangles your opponent. Just everything about his kit feels designed around that. Fucking with their move order. Fucking with their movement to begin with. Putting up the fixed damage that you're taking every turn. Has displacement, like other displacements than his 3C in his kit to be really annoying. They're to be annoying and a nice backup physical tank. But interestingly, WingedKuriboh takes out the Autocrato. I like the Juggler adaptation. WingedKuriboh is playing more of an AoE focused box. So, taking out the D-Lit, putting in the Juggler to deal with it. Autocrato was really good last game, but Himiko's gonna be great too. Especially if the WingedKuriboh gets a Epsilon again. WingedKuriboh picking up a tank first. First ban's Let him, just fine. Hero Reversal is always really annoying for tanks to deal with. Buff Dispel is always really annoying for tanks to deal with, and Let him's just a pretty good trader in general. Then, on the other hand, Rope banning out Lucretia, who's one of the more annoying targets to assassinate in WingedKuriboh's box. Plus, it was very good against Juggler and Hilda. Good morning, Venorion. Yeah, I definitely just got up a couple hours ago, you know, had some breakfast, living good, normal, well-adjusted life. Second pick, Bernhardt. Tenaciousrope this time bans the Pepsi second. Pepsi definitely would have been a devastating cleanup last game, and then banning the Let him because Rope is probably going to be playing tank push himself. And then bans out the Himiko and Lana, trying to ban out the AoE combos here. Now there's pretty much just Lewin for further AoE with this Bernhardt. Although there is still Hegemony Bernhardt that could be brought to deal with, and then just WingedKuriboh plays a slow tank push game. Bans out Rosin, and bans out Juggler. And who would the next bans be? Kira yeah, I was thinking Kira looks like a good ban. She's one of the better units against Bernhardt here. And then Werner was probably the more threatening assassin against Bernhardt than Epsilon. Sherry is a little annoying for Bernhardt because then he can't bring werewolves, which means he does have a worse matchup against his Hilda. Because it's a troop mind game. I mean, Bernhardt doesn't have great offensive lancers. If he brings infantry and then Hilda brings calves or swaps to calves, then he's not going to accomplish much, so he probably has to bring lancers. It's just not great damage, but I mean, the buff Dispel could let Lewin chew through this Hilda eventually. Plus, if there's a Tiaris coming, you know, but. And Werner on WingedKuriboh's side gets banned. Werner can actually one-shot Lucretia, so it can be pretty scary for her to deal with. And with this, WingedKuriboh just banning out the Act Agains. When player 2 Act Agains are always pretty annoying to deal with. And there's not too much that would benefit from an Iris teleport. But Tenaciousrope could go a more aggressive composition, not pick up the Iris, all of bluff, but he does not. WingedKuriboh decides instead that he wants an act again, and probably the Gospel for Lewin was a concern there as well. And we're pretty much going to see last pick Cherry here. Tiaris would have been pretty spooky to get this Lewin and this burn. They would have really been able to chew through this Hilda. Comes down to can Rope drop Hilda fast enough? He has Luke with Iris, so he should be able to kill. Yeah, Lucretia can definitely one-shot Hilda with 3C, although WingedKuriboh can put Gospel on Hilda here, and if you put Gospel on Hilda, I think that Hilda can actually tank 3C, because the main thing that kills you is the debuff. I think she would just barely lives. And it definitely will take WingedKuriboh longer to get through this composition. And plus WingedKuriboh gets Elwyn last pick. Or Rope gets Elwyn last pick. Who is gonna be Thorn and WingedKuriboh's side. Difficult to quickly remove with any unit, but Sherry kinda wants, I mean, Goblin Raid is, there's not really a good target with Goblin Raid here. You probably bring Angels and 3C, and you still probably bring Raid. You can kill the Puppet or something. I think Iris can tank Cherry with Goblins. But yeah, brings Angels. No buff Sherry and Bolts. Like even with Gospel, I think Iris tanks that. There's War Goddess. And Ram's useless here, so yeah. Elwyn brings Heavy Infantry, trying to shoot through this Hilda, although Hilda actually big brained and brought Royal Calves, which are also really good against the Lewin. And I'm really liking WingedKuriboh's picks here. Lucretia just has one black hole to poke, which Liana should be able to deal with handily. Okay, very sorry about that. My friend came by very quickly. But you know, thankfully, the good thing about Apex is nothing ever happens in the first turn, right? So, we didn't miss anything. Oh god. I feel... I'm not gonna say. Anyway. Shouldn't cast your games then? Hey, I've seen some of your games. Gotta use a playable rush? No thanks. So yeah, Burn got a 10 years breeze, but it doesn't really matter that much here. Burn's not really gonna rush out ahead. Burn did bring Sword Dance, which does open this team up a little bit. Iris 3C is the response because Iris 3C with the first burst of healing, it does not dispel debuffs before healing, I'm pretty sure, but then it puts on the aura. But that 3C itself dispels debuffs, and then the aura will top up your team a little bit. Hard cast in turn 12 games where nothing happened, and there's always lots to talk about. Just gotta look for it. Yeah, Sherry with Raid is one answer to the puppet. Tenaciousrope has to be pretty cautious about where he puts that puppet. And WingedKuriboh already advancing on the center. I gotta mention that just. Royal Calves on Hilda are usually what you want to bring against Lewin, because Lewin usually wants to bring Sand Seas. I mean, I guess if Lewin brings like State Guards or Amazons, I mean, it's still not a terrible matchup for you. The mid-duration games, yeah, I don't know. I just like lane games, man. I like turn 2 rush games, turn 1 rush games. I just like lane. I do like it when a player just has like a really good strategy and executes it and takes. Yeah. I think that's what you guys kind of mean. Anyway. The Lewin does get the clock. Already starting to put some chip onto this team. But is range for Burn to start hitting. Burn? Did he get guard? Yes, he did. But Elwyn is limited with heavy infantry. So Elwyn can't actually reach anything here. Could after a Jarden. What about Luke? Yeah, could after a Jarden. What about Luke? Whopper like right here. And then Luke could reach the burn. So yeah, WingedKuriboh notices that his guard gets dispelled. And normally you'd probably like to start punching this Lewin and getting some damage in, stripping some buffs on the Hilda. But it's just too risky. I mean, WingedKuriboh at this point, though, is entirely in the center. We're probably going to see just plus formation right in the center. And then it'll all be about whether or not Rope can bust through. But the tile application already is good. Slowly, more and more buffs will get stripped. Nobody will ever be able to stay at 100% HP. There are two kind of sources of healing. from Liana's 3C on Sherry. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That Lucretia was like a little chipped from something? Was she? No? No faction buff. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And Hilda still managed to keep her end death buff and stuff. But this does open up for the Elwyn kill, maybe. Well, no. Yeah, the Royal Calves just fully heal. It's gonna be heavy infantry hitting into these Royal Calves. The heavy infantry are going to do basically no damage. And then Elwyn might kill the Royal Calves and do a couple thousand to Hilda at best. Elwyn and Lewin like kind of working against each other here. Because it was Lewin first and foremost that made Hilda really want to run Royal Calves to prevent Sandseas from just murking her. Doesn't really want to run double green here. Yeah, probably Lewin sits here. Luke also for no double green, yeah. But I mean, you can always swap Hilda to Cav to fix that at least. That does give you a worse matchup against Elwyn, and plus if you can, just get dispelled too, so. Yeah, green-blue Hilda is not... Okay, so it does give Lewin his own tiles, but this Lewin does a clock. The other Lewin did. That one probably not a threat to Lewin. I don't think so. Yeah, should be fine. Interestingly, Elwyn did not bring 3C here. Rope was expecting it to be a longer, non-trade based game, which does make sense with these picks. Both players kind of just have to go through each other's tanks, as long as they're playing safely. And Rope's doing a really good job of leaving his Hilda up last here. But still, there's always going to be this stun play coming from Sherry eventually. Because if Hilda... Yeah, no, the stun play is useless here right now. Well, no, it's not. The stun play is not useless at the beginning of next turn. Sherry taking out the puppet. Elwyn's pretty injured from that Lewin AoE, so I doubt that Elwyn would be able to kill her. He would be able to put heal block on her. But then Sherry couldn't run back into the safety of guard range, but you know, Winged can also just run out right here. He even stun the Hilda for her troubles. And this stun is where things start getting dangerous, because now Lewin and Burn can start going to town on this team. There's no way to get, there's no way to get rid of the Hilda action. Oh wait, Hilda's guard got dispelled too! Wow. Both Lewins dispelled both Hilda's guards. I did not see that one. But yeah, Lewin dies. Hilda can move here to guard the Sherry, so... actually is worse for Wing. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that if... I guess it comes down to, can Elwyn kill this Sherry? I think that's totally what it relies on here. If Elwyn can kill Sherry, then it's kind of bad for Wing. And it is worth mentioning that it is double blue Hilda, and she did decide to stay blue. But I guess Lewin with Fancies would never get into this Hilda. If Hilda is stunned, both Burn, Lewin, and an Act Again target can hit non-tank targets. Yeah. Like, I think that Winged was going for the stun there myself. But I mean, regardless, you can always just do it later. Because, I mean, you got a kill with it, so that's why it's not exactly bad. Elwyn pretty much has to try to kill Sherry here. Because if Sherry just gets this kill for free, then it's going to be difficult for Rope to recover. Yeah. Bait Sherry. Not Glory of the World. Or... yeah, it was Glory of the World, right? Why didn't the Sherry heal up? Or did she and I'm just probably not paying attention. Ooh. Very close to killing that Luke. There's no clock. And plus Iris could 3C and get at least some healing anyway, and then she might be brought out of range of Lewin. Elwyn heal block. Duh. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, nonetheless, even if Sherry dies for this, it's starting. Winged is starting to push Rope out of the center to begin with. Lewin can probably take an Elwyn life here. You can't guard both Elwyn and Luke. Could have if you attack Sherry from a different spot. Doesn't even take the Elwyn life, just wants to start punching the Hilda down. That's fine. And does pretty much almost nothing because of that proc, just the Royal Cabs have way too much damage reduction. Doesn't matter if you're a Lancer, Lewin doesn't have an attack buff either. And Lewin also does not really have much damage increase in his kit, if any. Good positioning on Liana. Just keeping her out of black hole range. Does Act Again accomplish anything here? Unfortunately, Luke does not get any great debuffs either. Burn does have his single target. If there was anybody to Act Again, it'd be Burn trying to punch this Iris. I mean, it wouldn't kill her at all, but... yeah, Hilda's pretty much entirely out of buff. This might not kill? Oh, it's not fixed, of course, it's Twilight Star Elwyn, so yeah, that does kill. I have seen Bernhardt's fail to kill Elwyn with the AoE. So yeah. After revive. I've seen Burn do 2 damage to a couple Elwyns. It depends on the Burn stats, totally, of course, and the situation, but it is something that can happen. And it also depends on the Elwyn stats. If it's like built really bulky with Bracer, it can, like, Elwyn can reach like around 1,000-ish defense. Then if it's a balanced Blade Burn, then he's on the lower side of attack with having a lot of damage increase, though. That doesn't help if the enemy just has a crap ton of defense, and the class advantage directly scaling to the defense versus attack calculation. Yeah, there's not much way for Rope to win. Last pick Sherry there, maybe Iris needed to bring Mass Resist here rather than Jarden. But even if you do that, then that just kind of forces WingedKuriboh to just wait another couple turns. And just once the stun immunity goes down, and not even, don't even necessarily have to wait, because you have Lewin to spell. He didn't even stun anything. Yeah. That's kind of... But the thing is, if something did get stunned like that, then Rope was super screwed, right? So an answer to that would have been nice, but yeah. Just kills or stuns, yeah. And just with that Shadow Raid play to get into the backline and get the puppet and maintaining the turn priority is just an onslaught that Rope could not handle. The spell Guard really hurt. I mean, the thing is, even if Guard doesn't get dispelled there, then Christy gets stunned, and then you eat Lewin, Burn, and an Act Again attack into all your units. Lewin is really good for how boring he looks. Yeah, he's a really good endgame win condition. He's not like the best carry or anything, but he's really good at supporting your other win conditions. Whether it be with the tile application, the additional AoE source of healing, the fact that he's really hard to kill so he can be a bulky wall for your units, the attack command that he provides to your team. He does a lot. And just he's a great endgame win condition if you can secure the kills on the mages. Yeah, double cap Hilda not even dying to free strike, but it is. I think Lucretia did not have a buff. Or dispel memory, yeah. He does a lot, man. Got a lot of utility. Best free Apex unit for a lot of people, yeah. It's just, they gave us, like, I don't... Top tier? Probably not, but high tier for sure, right? Definitely worth building for a lot of people. I don't think he fits in every box, but for tank push boxes, he's definitely worth considering. Yeah, not top tier. I mean, it's all arbitrary anyway, but at this point, Kuriboh can just continue to just go back to the center. Another round of sword dance. These units are just perpetually locked into the recovery cycle. Luke has to move, and then Iris has to move and heal her. Iris might even die to the AoE from Burn's basic attack afterwards. It also helps for him that AoE / debuff is probably in the weakest state that it's ever been. Definitely makes a difference. So Lucretia dies here. Oh wait, is the AoE up? No. Yeah, the AoE's not up, my bad. But Act Again is, so Luke doesn't die, Iris might. Because you have to heal, you have to single target heal Luke, right? Oh, it doesn't. So this is a double kill. How long on Lewin AoE? Just one turn. So it could even be Lewin AoE here. Which would probably do more damage and be more reliable, yeah. Can either Act Again, Burn, or Lewin. I think either double kill these units. Burn might do it a little bit more reliably. We're looking at 2800 fixed damage. Burn has to do about 400 damage to this Iris. Oh, well, WingedKuriboh doesn't take it. The Lu and Arbor and AoE, either win it. It's always funny to see Burn just still somehow doing a crap load of damage to that Hilda. So yeah, GG. Man. It just... it looks so effortless from Winged, but... I don't know what to tell Rope to do differently. Does chat have any ideas? God, my brain is just not working. Elwyn felt pretty weak against that box. Yeah, it did look like this box had a lot of ways to handle Elwyn. Play more into Magic AoE because Burn auto Lewin. Probably masters this so he doesn't have to worry about turn order, turn 2. Yeah, because not having faction buff on Luke, missed first life on Hilda. Now there's definitely small adjustments like that to be made, and maybe some better, could bring in some more box adaptations, although, I mean, WingedKuriboh's box still had like a lot of assassins. But damn, yeah. My brain's dead. Anyway, congratulations to WingedKuriboh for advancing to the round of 32. And better luck next time to Rope. Yeah.